Yo,
Yo,
how you
what's
feeling?
good?
Ain't nothing much, man. Just sitting down, getting my thoughts together for the pod and winding down for the night. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I feel you.
How's everything with you?
Man, it's good. I start prep here in like 3 weeks, so I'm
Are you
excited.
excited?
I'm very excited. I don't know if I've ever been this excited for bodybuilding in general, to be quite
Are you
honest.
tired of eating?
Yeah, I'm tired of eating.
I was talking about that with somebody today at the gym. You know you had a good off season when you were tired of chewing food.
That's a fact. That's a fact. How
Oh,
was the
that's
Arnold, bro?
oh man, the Arnold was I always love to go back and reflect because my first time going was in 2017, and I remember hearing about it, but I just never like really knew about it, and then I didn't know it was in Columbus. You know what I'm saying? So I remember in 2016 I knew quite a few people that drove down and came back the same day on a Saturday, and I was mad as hell. Like, oh, if I would have known, I would have went. So I told myself I was going to go that next year. I went that next year, and I always just say it's like fitness heaven for some people. You know, like it gave me. Like I came back charged. Like I came back ready to attack my goals, and it's like that every time I go. You know what I'm saying? Like getting to see everybody that I've met over the years. And it's just cool, man, to have fans and supporters. You know what I'm saying? Like random
Yeah,
people walking up to you who you are. You talk to them sometimes on Instagram. You don't really know everybody that you talk to on social media, man. So it's just always a joy to go back and see everybody, like all the guys I turned pro with, and I had a couple of my clients with me too. So that was cool, man. They got to have that experience, man. But I mean, if I always recommend it for people if they haven't went, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's not even really all about bodybuilding. There's so much shit going on. They had arm wrestling, you know what I'm saying? The powerlifting, the Olympic lifting. There's just so many things going on, so much to get into, man. And then obviously the show. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, I mean, y'all remember I said I wouldn't be surprised if Derek won. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't count people out. Like, this is bodybuilding. You know what Kai said to me? I got to talk to Kai, bro. I cried like a fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, it was like a spur of the moment. And a couple times I was like in the area, but I just didn't get a chance to like meet him in person. But he just talked about how like that's like this is bodybuilding. You know what I'm saying? And what he said is and when you get up to the elite level, it becomes more about bodybuilding. You have to find your weaknesses and turn them into strengths. And that's not an easy thing to do. When I talk to people about bodybuilding, I'm like, that's what makes this sport to me special. And that's what makes it difficult. Because it's like, Mike, you got to do what, 280 this off season?
yeah,
People don't know how fucking hard that is. Like I said, like you get tired of chewing. Like your jaw hurts. You're like, you're just like, you're at that point where when you're bulking, you want to be in a prep. But when you're in a prep, you want to be bulking. You know what I'm saying? It's a never ending cycle. And seeing Derek come out the way he did, I was like, that first day, I was like, oh, I
yeah.
I felt like he won it the first day, and I didn't know if Samson could be able to rebound after that. He did really good, but I feel like it's bodybuilding. You had to give it to Derek, and not that you had to give it to him. He earned it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, it was I was sad that I wasn't able to go this year. I really was because I heard
Yeah.
a bunch of people say it's like one of the best Arnolds they've ever attended.
Yes,
So
the numbers were crazy, bro. I mean, so I went in 2017, and then I went a few years ago. Matter of fact, I think I went like the past couple years, and every year it's gotten better since COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like after that COVID year, the numbers died off big time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know, knock on like the competitors and stuff like that, but it was a stacked lineup. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was a good lineup. Like, you know, when you got certain guys placing out of the top 5 that would win bodybuilding shows anywhere else, that's what makes the Arnold special. You know what I'm saying? Only one person can win, but at the same time, it's like just to get the invite, you know what I'm saying? Just to be able to grace that stage, you know what I'm saying? That's an achievement in itself. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope to be there and just watch. You know what I'm saying? I got to see Brandon in person, big as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all motherfuckers is tall, you Luke, tall and big. Like god damn. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I love about it. You know what I'm saying? Just getting to meet everybody. And, I had that moment with Kai, man. That was, I swear to God, bro, I never gave bodybuilding a thought until I watched that movie, Generation Iron. And it was just like, and that's what I told him, just like the culture of it. I think that's why we have so much respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? Because we all understand that it's way deeper than gear and supplements.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you really gotta grind day in and day out, and you gotta build your body. And
It's
it's
a crazy mindset to be in.
yeah, yeah,
You know, that's really what it comes down to. It's a very, very intense mindset. Very monotonous too. It's repetitive.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
That's why I tell people I don't post a lot of my workouts. People are like, man, well, you should post your workouts more. I'm like, bro, I do the same shit every fucking day, and I'm just trying to progress in my weight. What I
You
do
know,
is
though,
very
you could do that. Like, Mike Condell that was on like a couple weeks ago. Like him and I train very similar, and he does like the same workouts consistently, and he'll post the same videos, but it'll be like +2 reps, +3 reps up with this weight this week. And I think when you actually post that and people see that, they realize that the people can learn. You don't always have to do everything, change up your workouts every single week. You don't have to go into the gym and shock the muscle. It's all about executing those exercises flawlessly, consistently over time. And I think when people do see that, it kind of is like, hey, you know what? Maybe I should give this a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the majority of us, I'm not speaking for everyone on here, but I could probably speak for a majority of people that are in the industry. It's the repetitive movements that we've been doing over years that have gotten us where we are right now.
Mhm.
We don't, it's not like we go to the gym and we're like, oh, what are we going to do today? It's fucking,
Yeah.
it's the same shit, repetitive over and over again. That's why when my clients are like, oh, can we change the programming up? I'm like, for what? You haven't even grown yet. Like, because of boredom, I don't buy the boredom part. Like,
yeah, because it's like when I come into the gym, there's daily goals and daily victories with every exercise. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why for me it's dope to be with my coach. You know what I'm saying? Because throughout our training block, he's like, all right, bud, you got 7 last time. We need 9 today, and I gotta get them extra 2 fucking reps. I'm fighting for 2 reps. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm fighting to clean up my reps. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Exactly.
You're right. I want to start posting more, but then it's like I don't want to do that. I want to pay somebody to do that.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, where we just want to go in and fucking train. We don't want to set up a tripod or bother someone or wait around to film something this or have somebody stand there. I just want to go in. I want to blast my music, sniff my smelling salts before my heavy top set, and just put in a freaking high degree of effort. Yeah.
And just do it. Like I really want to document this rookie season. Like I've never really documented anything before. I really want to document this one.
Mm-hmm.
But in there lies the problem finding cameraman and just becoming better on camera. Because when I'm training, even if somebody was just filming me, I really don't want to take the time to stop between sets and explain and talk. I guess it's not necessary, but I don't know. I just feel like the content wouldn't be very enjoyable, right? If I'm just silent,
I still feel like you should do it because it's your rookie pro season, and like it's something that you can sit back on, and like because of like people like us, how much we love the sport, you can look back on it a year or two from now and be like, holy fucking shit, like look at how far I've come.
Yeah, for sure.
Mike, what you can do is you can film like all your workouts and all your sets and stuff, and then you can always do like a quick recap with the cameraman after the workout, and then they use your training footage as like B-roll footage while you're kind of going through everything.
Like voice over it?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
You could do that, and sometimes you could just throw some music over your training.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do that sometimes on my YouTube, but that's what I'm saying. Like doing that shit every day after I record, filtering through everything I record, editing, picking and my brain starts to hurt.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on prep.
Yeah, last year towards like the last 6 weeks, I didn't want to film fucking shit. I'm going to film stuff today, and then like a couple meals in, fatigue starts creeping up after fast cardio, and I'm like, I just go to the gym, like I just want to fucking get through this workout. I'm not filming anything.
Yep. Brendan, you how was your experience at the Arnold? I know you got a little shout out on Fuad's podcast.
That was that was dude, it like fruition, just like I'm sitting there because I was in the first row of silver, and then like the gold row was right in front, and there's like probably that 5-foot gap. And those 4 dudes just walk in, they sit down right in front of me, and they have the ice cream cones and they're licking it. And I'm just like, how the fuck did this just because Chris, did you hear the podcast a couple of weeks ago?
No, which one?
So the inside story was like their last podcast. They were talking about, is it gay if you have, it started off with like a sushi part. Like, is it gay if you sit down and have a sushi date with your guy gym buddy? And then they're like, then they like rolled with it. And then they started talking about ice cream. And then they're Ben and Jerry's. Like, if you're sitting there with a Ben and Jerry's cup, is it like gay? And then Ian's like, no, it's gay if you're standing around with your buddies and you have ice cream and you're licking it from a cone.
Yeah.
These 4 fucking dudes, Chris, these 4 fucking dudes, I'm not even lying to you, walk into the Arnold's, sit right down in front of me. All 4 of them have ice cream cones. And they're fucking sitting there licking it. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I need this to happen right now. I need Fuad or Ian to walk into this room within the next 30 seconds to see this fucking shit. I look over my shoulder, no joke. Fuad's walking right fucking towards me. I pop up, I walk right to him. I'm like, dude, check out the fucking last row in gold. I'm like, don't make it obvious. He made it obvious because he
had to say something.
That's fucking gay. Dude, that's not allowed.
So Brendan, I got to ask you, the guys licking the ice cream cones, how was their technique? Any of them have a gag reflex or anything?
Fuck, dude, I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, how did this just happen? Like, there's just like Fuad said, like I put it up on it as a post-it.
No, I heard that one. I heard that part. Yeah.
But I'm just like, how the fuck does that even happen? Like, where did you even get the ice cream from?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering where the fuck did the ice cream come from?
Like, where did you get the ice cream from? And how the fuck did that just like happen so perfectly? I'm like, there's no way. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, no, it's not going to happen. Fuad's not going to walk in because this would just be too fucking good. And then he just fucking walking right down the aisle. And I'm just like, oh, this is fucking my life right now.
I never eat ice cream out of an ice cream cone. I always put it in a cup because I just don't like, I don't know. It's just weird.
I ain't even going to hold you. Give me a waffle cone. I'm fucking that shit up.
Amen.
Well, if it's a big ass waffle cone, I'm gonna still use a spoon or something, but I'm not gonna be sitting there like.
All right, so when you eat a banana, do you break it in half, or do you just peel it and eat it?
Dougie, I have a video one time. I have a
I
reel.
already know where this is
I
going.
have a reel. It's on my Instagram. If you scroll back far enough,
I'm gonna check it out.
and I'm literally like, bitches be like, oh, I give the best head, blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, no, you don't. And then I turned to the side and I had a banana like this long, and I literally just made the whole thing disappear. and then I wondered why I was getting all types of DMs.
Yeah, you was getting a lot of dick pics.
Yeah.
You was getting a lot of dick pics.
But for real, that was by far the best show I've ever been to in my life. As Doug, like, you've seen like loaded lineups before, but like, dude, I'm not even kidding you when I say this. Like, even on the female side, everyone fucking nailed it. Like, conditioning, shape, structure. Dude, he was just like jaw dropping to see it in person.
Yeah, and the fact that what was Samson, over 300 pounds on stage?
306.
Holy shit.
Retarded.
Fucking 306, dude.
Insane.
Seeing him and Andrew, and that was, I'm sure Doug would agree with me on this, that was Andrew's best package by far. And seeing that kind of a fucking human being in person is just like, you have no idea. Like, it's just like jaw dropping. I was just like, holy fuck. This guy's not even human.
What was mind blowing to me is like the live stream looked really good, but they only ever really showed the front on angles, and then they did this one shot when Derek was hitting a rear double, kind of like up and above, and all of a sudden you could see the depth of his muscle, and all I could think is like, I wonder is HD as it is here. I wonder how crazy it looks in person,
dude. Seeing it's the best back double I've ever seen in my fucking life. Dude, he's just got like meat hooks on his fucking back, and his waist just like goes, and it's just like, dude.
Yeah.
He like,
I mean,
blew Samson out of the water in that back double.
Yeah, his conditioning was spot on too. Derek, you could see striations, you could see separation.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've never seen depth like that in somebody's hamstring. From a side chest, he literally looked like you could take a fucking quarter in, like put a quarter in there, and you'd never see it again.
That's crazy. I know when he first came out and he hit a rear double, and I looked at his glutes. I turned to Shane and said, "That like it's so crazy. It looks painful. Like it looks like that shit hurts. Like to be that lean. Like he just."
Somebody
at the meet and greet, I think at the meet and greet, I swear to God, he had on a black Scully, a black shirt, some black sweats, and some black shoes. He wasn't fucking around. You seen it in his face. I mean, and you're right. People don't understand what it takes to get lean like that and still hang on to all the muscle he has. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I feel like Derek knows the recipe to beat Samson. You got to beat his conditioning. You're not going to be bigger than him. Like, at this point,
I think Derek played his cards perfectly.
Yeah, because if you want to talk about size, nobody is going to be bigger than him.
You're not going to touch Samson, and you're not going to touch Andrew in those categories.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You got to play your card right and play conditioning.
If they show up, you just got to pray for second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you doing a show and Andrew Jack showing up, you already know. Like, me and my coach was talking about that today. That's one of the hardest pills to swallow as a pro. You know, there are certain people, until you get to that level, you know there are certain people when they come in, you're fighting for second and third and first call outs.
Yeah.
And it's
not a good question.
And there's nothing you can fucking do about it. You know what I'm saying? You can't let it discourage you. You still go out there and you give it your all. And the way I look at it is like this. It gives me an opportunity to see how I look standing next to these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy that process of it, you know, because that's what makes it dope. It's like leading up to the show, we all had our picks. But until that day, until that moment when they're all on stage together, you can't really say, because Carlos looked damn good too. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get to play.
He did. That's the thing. Like, people are sitting here and criticizing Carlos, but like you just fucking put him up against literally like 8 other guys that were in front of him that are the best in the fucking world.
That was his second pro show. Imagine that.
If you put him in a small show,
Listen,
he wins.
Bro, if my second show was the Arnold, I'd tell everybody the SMD that got anything bad to say about me.
Yeah, facts.
I wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he'll be back and he'll be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us got to pay our dues at all levels. You know what I'm saying? Until
I was gonna say, you got to think too. Like, how many Mr. Olympias were in that lineup?
4, including the 212.
Yeah, including Clarita. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, come on, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yes.
And you had a guy that won the Arnold twice in there too.
Yeah.
Bonac. Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like how the muscle structure of Bonac was there, but I felt like his waist was a little too wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my personal observation. Clearly, the judges felt differently, but I feel like his waist is getting a little thick, and I think Akeem should have probably been in fourth and not William.
Yeah, I said that I would have flipped those two. I would have flipped them. I would have had.
I would have too.
Flipped them too. Yeah.
I was gonna say that you guys that were there, do you have anything like below the top 3 that you would have flipped around that you saw in
Andrew
person?
3.
Yeah.
I mean, like I know Sean's legs were slightly downsized, but even in that like 4, 5, 6, 7 like fucking realm where he was in there, dude, he looked nasty.
Well,
you could make an argument for 5th with him.
On day 1, on a prejudging, when they did their top 3, then they brought out 4, 5, 6. Was it 4, 5, 6, and 7? Or
yes.
5, 6, 7, and 8 and compared
them?
No,
it's 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, and then I thought Clarita looked so good. He worked himself all the way up to 5th there. That's what I thought happened.
That's what I thought too.
And then it looked like Steve changed his mind on Saturday night.
Yeah.
What it looked like.
But no, I'm with you. I thought Clarita could have definitely placed as high as 5th. I mean,
maybe
his legs were a little down, but that upper body, he was so full. He was so hard. He was so lean.
Best he's ever looked, as far as it's my personal opinion. I think that's the best he's looked.
Yeah.
I heard that, I heard Derek had to go through the fucking ringer the last 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, I feel like
it's not easy to get lean like that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like sometimes you really feel like death.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like Aceto does that a lot. Like, he his guys kind of ride a little bit, and then he slams them at the end. And
what he said on Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was, he said on Tuesday on the podcast with Palumbo, he's like, I wanted to keep him as full as I could for as long as I could, and then I dropped the hammer.
Yeah.
Which I think was a genius idea.
It worked.
The reason why this guy is as good as he is.
That was how you don't go in there and win.
Yeah, you don't go in there and win men's physique. Grego finished 3rd, but he easily could have finished 2nd. And then you had Derek 1, Andrew Jack 3. I mean, like, I don't know about more, but I mean, like, I get
who was that? Who was talking about Derek's coach? Somebody was talking about Derek's coach. Said that, I guess. Was it Sean? No, Ray.
Oh, Sean. Yeah, Sean Ray said.
Yeah, it was Sean Ray.
Sean Ray, he said he got lucky.
Yeah.
Who?
He said that about Aceto. He goes, he got lucky with Derek winning this year. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? He just won men's physique. He just fucking finished 3rd in classic. And then you had Derek
Sean likes him.
1-3 in the open.
Yeah,
I don't think Sean likes him either.
I guess all of Aceto's wins over the past 20 years are just luck. He's just been lucky.
Yeah,
he has no idea what he's doing. What the fuck is the matter with you?
I don't know.
I don't like that guy.
Not me.
No, well, he
I'm
had
seeing a lot of people don't.
Sean Ray always had a big issue with Sean Roden, was saying stuff about like around when he passed, and that kind of made him look kind of like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be blunt.
Oh, he did. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Brandon Curry looked awesome.
Yeah, he did.
I want to talk about Brandon because I think everybody kind of felt he was on the downtrend, and this Arnold, he looked fucking fantastic.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he could still win pro shows, get back to the Olympia and place high. I don't know if he can win another one though.
Yeah.
I
don't know if he can win one, but I mean, when he came out in prejudging, what did that look like in person? Because on the live stream, I've never seen him that vascular and that full and hard.
That's the best I've seen him in a long time.
Don't get me wrong, like he has downsized a tad, but I mean the detail, the conditioning, it was all fucking the shape, structure, none of that has changed. All that's still there. He's just slightly downsized. So you kind of wonder what's going to happen when like guys like Nick and Martin and those kind of guys are thrown in the mix. What's going to happen?
Yes.
I don't see him being inside the top 5. I really don't. But like being in that lineup and finishing 4th, that's impressive.
For sure.
I know. I personally didn't think Brendan would actually show up looking that good. I was kind of in the same boat as a lot of other people where I thought he was kind of like on the downturn, I guess. But he came up and I was like, oh shit. I'm like, man, he looks good.
Like Akeem looks good too. Like Akeem's side shots.
Oh, he's nasty.
The separation on the side of his leg and he hits that side chest or tricep. I'd be like, oh my God. Crazy.
I'm sure like Doug would agree with me on this, but I think everyone on Saturday night looked fucking phenomenal. Like anyone that was slightly under on Friday came back on Saturday and everyone fucking nailed it. Just like one person came out and I'm like, wow, Derek really fucking nailed it tonight. Then Samson comes out and I'm like, Jesus, dude, he fucking nailed it too.
Yeah, because Samson will play better on Saturday.
Then Brandon comes out and I'm just like, one after the other. And I'm just like, none of them are off. This is fucking unreal.
Yeah. You know what? I like Derek's routine too.
His was good, but do you feel like they should have gave it to Andrew?
Yeah.
The posing board. I feel like they should have gave it to Andrew, especially with it being dedicated to Cedric.
Should have won that. You see, they cut his music off too early. He said,
I was going to say, they fuck up his music again? They fucked up his music again.
They cut it off.
That's like 3 shows he's had his shit fucked up.
Does it blindfolded? Does it, for Cedric's memory? And like, I feel like, look, it's not me being like that guy, but like, if you got Derek and Samson going 1-2, and this guy's getting 500, this one's getting 250. Why not give the most muscular and the friggin' posing award to somebody else?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. But, like, could you have made an argument like most muscular you could have given it to, say, Bonac? And, like, the posing award you could have gave to Andrew?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I mean, like, what do they – they don't need the extra $10K.
I agree. What did you guys think about Classic? Did you watch Classic?
Yes. Mike Summerfield.
Yeah.
Nothing like that, kid.
Hey, listen. When he hits a rear double, I don't know what the fuck he does with them lower lats.
Yeah. They, like, sit. They, like, they drop and sit.
That's and his weight in that shot, his waist is fucking non-existent.
No, it's all lats.
5'7", 192.
Crazy.
Bro, I thought he was like 220.
Yeah. I mean,
the way he looks.
He don't look like he's under 200 pounds, bro.
Like I say, he could put on a little bit more weight and be very competitive in the 212. Very competitive.
But then he started.
People are making that argument today.
Bodybuilding.
People are making that argument today. Could he go to bodybuilding?
Well, he started there, if I'm not mistaken, because he's been competing for like 10 years.
Yeah.
He
That's
started
crazy.
there, bounced around a little bit, found a home in Classic, and been climbing the ranks. I can see him crossing over though. I mean, because that's what it seems like. Isn't Breon supposed to be crossing over too?
Yeah, Breon's I think doing 212 now, right?
Mm-hmm. He started in the 212. He went over to
I
Classic
feel
too.
like if Mike has the opportunity to dominate this category, I wouldn't
Yeah.
go anywhere. I wouldn't even think about
No.
moving to the category.
You know, he wouldn't need to, because I'll be honest with you, if Mike's gonna look like that, he's gonna be the next Mr. Olympia in the Classic division. I don't see anybody beating him. And his posing, spot on.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
He's
Like
very
you know how when you run through your poses and you be like, you're trying to hold shit because you're like your conditioning's not there. Bro, he made it look effortless.
Yeah.
Made it look so that he's one of the reasons why people think bodybuilding is easy. That's why it'd be funny. You ever see people be trying to do bodybuilding poses and they're not bodybuilders? It's like, nah, bro, because that shit ain't fucking easy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'll huffing and puffing taking check-in pictures. I'll pull a vacuum for check-ins. I'll pull a vacuum for like 3 seconds.
5-minute fucking break after check-ins now.
Bro, I thank my coach for making me pose in my off season, bro. I swear to God, it was like, I'm talking about making me pose rounds in my off season. I don't feel like I'm playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Because when you're conditioned, it's a lot easier.
Oh, like, yeah, like my condition, like I can go 3 rounds like it's nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, show day, you probably going to wind up having to, you the first call out, they're going to pose the fuck out of you. You know what I'm saying? That's something else I wanted to talk about too. Yes. Did y'all seen how they posed them? And most people don't get breaks like that. They was giving them breaks. You know what I'm saying? At the amateur level and in a regular show, ain't no break. You are posing. And the judges ain't asking if you want to go another round. This ain't a question. We're gonna go another round here, fellas.
That's what dude. That is the most fired up I've ever seen fucking Steve. Because Steve was just like when it was just Derek and Samson. All right, gentlemen, how about one more round? And I'm just like, fuck, dude, let's go. They get fucking jacked up. They're clapping hands. They're getting the crowd fired up. And I'm just like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That shit was sick. It fired me up. I was like ready to go train sitting on the couch. I'm like, fuck, I might go back to the gym tonight. No, it was good. Chris, actually, I wanted to like transition subjects, but in the group chat, you were talking about a client you currently have a
Oh yeah. That's a nice segment.
All right, you guys all coach, right?
Yes.
So, you know, do you guys memorize every single one of your clients' diets when their rest days are, right?
No.
All right. Yeah. No coach does that. It has like a big client load, you know, like, and then when you guys are making diets, like you get a new client brought on, they fill out all their forms, whatever. Like, how long do you usually take to get your client their initial diet?
I always say 2 to 3 business days.
That's usually what I say. I'll say if they send me the stuff on a Friday, I'm probably not going to start it and work on it till Monday. So I usually say like 2 to 3 business days, 4 days max for initial diet, because you got to go through everything, look at everything, and then ask, if they're vague on their responses, you got to kind of prod a little bit and ask further questions. Well, I found out that this kid came to me at like 10 weeks out. It was his first NPC show. Found out his coach prior to that, who's actually a pretty well-known coach who's won multiple pro cards. This coach dropped him. And, the client says all this stuff to me. So I start working with him for about 4 weeks. We pull about 10 pounds of fat off this kid. He looks great. And here I am thinking everything is okay. And you know, he's sending me check-ins, and he sent me all these photos that aren't mandatory. They're like he was doing classics, so they weren't mandatory poses. I'm like, can you please follow directions that are on my check-in form? Like, I need you to follow the format, like post everything in the body of the email, this, that, and the other. I'm like, and you don't need to send me all these extra pictures. You look pretty good, but ultimately, I care about the mandatories. Well, apparently, me saying that hurt his feelings, so he got pissed at me for that. And then he calls me up and calls me an asshole because I don't know his rest days, and I haven't memorized his diet, and starts flipping out on me. And I'm not, mind you, he misses check-ins. He wouldn't follow the proper format.
I
And
gave him money back.
Dude, I give all my clients a lot of attention, and the reason why it made me so upset is because I actually was so excited for him because he looked freaking good for his first show. Like he was gonna be friggin' like peeled by the time we were done.
But that's his problem. Is people probably tell him he looks good, and he needs to realize that you can look good and still get your ass handed to you when you get on stage.
It's true. But it wasn't even that. It was just the other stuff too. And then, you know, he's like, I don't know. I don't see why I have to answer all these questions on the check. And I find this mad annoying.
So, Pete, I talked about this in my story earlier today because I dealt with a similar thing. Imagine you have an opportunity to sit down with Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett says, I'm gonna show you how to make $1 million. Do you think you're gonna say anything to fucking Warren Buffett, dog?
Yeah.
You're gonna shut up and listen.
That's what I don't understand. Is people that have little. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying people today feel like they know better than the teacher. And it's like, you wouldn't be with me if you knew what the fuck you were doing. You would be much further on. But you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So you need my help. And if you want my help, shut the fuck up and just do what I'm telling you to do. But people don't know how to do that because we live in a society today where people just feel like they're entitled to shit. It's like the fact that kid felt like he could say that to you, it just goes to my point when I talked about in my story today. People have a lack of respect now for high-level amateurs, and they have a lack of respect for professionals. I remember the first time I got to train with a pro. I talked about it today in my story. Shout out to Raymond Edmonds. I remember just being excited and being a sponge. You know what I'm saying? Just thankful that somebody who is where I want to go will allow me to train with them. You know what I'm saying? People don't have that respect anymore because, like I said, that kid feels entitled. The fact that he felt he could talk to you like that is crazy to me.
It is disrespectful. And you know what's funny is about like after I was like, listen, I don't think this is going to be a good fit. Like, I wish you good luck on everything. And you know, we ended it at that. Sends me a voice note yesterday, just bitching me out. I played it for like the first 5 seconds. I'm really fucking pissed at you now, and I'm like, I'm not listening to this. I didn't even respond. I blocked him on social media, blocked his number, and then I actually talked to his coach before me today, and I go, hey, I got to talk to you. And he goes, oh, I know what this is about. I bet. And he already knew. I never met this guy before, and apparently this kid where he lives, he's running around talking crap about his old coach, and you know, just really making a mess and raising hell down there. And, you know, like the thing with bodybuilding is it's kind of a small industry. The last thing you want to do is come on the scene and start burning bridges and talking crap, you know, especially with a coach that's won a bunch of pro cards.
I mean, that's the thing.
You've even done an NPC show, you know, it's a level of arrogance.
Yeah, kids today don't know how to respect when they have somebody who is good at what they do helping them. Like, that's all. Like I tell people, online coaching ain't for everybody. Like, you have to be somebody who can follow instructions, give feedback, and be truthful, period. You know, like I tell my clients, I'm not a drill sergeant. If you have a fucking moment, tell me. But let's not have fucking moments, like, period. Because I'm a no if you did anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a no. If I made your meal plan and I got you eating 3,000 calories, and then I pull some calories from that, and you gain weight, I know you wouldn't eat what the fuck I told you in the first place.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what people don't realize. It's like this shit ain't rocket science, but it's a science. So if you're not doing what I'm telling you to do, I can't fucking help you. You're better off doing this shit by your fucking self.
For sure.
You know, the issue is he actually followed the plan. Like he was very on point. Like didn't miss cardio, didn't miss his meals. It was just like literally had a problem because I'd be like, "Hey, are you training today?" You know, like it's time for a refeed. I want to give it to you on a training day. If this is a
My
rest
rest day, leave me alone.
He's like, "Oh, you should know when my rest day is. How do you not know this?" And I'm like,
Oh yeah, I would have definitely cut that.
First off, like I don't deal well with disrespect. Like
Nope.
the whole like the
fuck you think you're
first
talking
telling me I don't know when his rest day is, I would have to check a I don't fucking care who you are. Don't
Yeah.
speak to me disrespectfully. Like
Facts.
speak to me like a man, and I'll treat you like. But as soon as we go there, like honestly, as a coach, I would just be like, fuck yourself, like be gone, find somebody else, like
Yeah.
because and then calling you an asshole, like bro.
dude, I have never screamed at a client ever in my life until that phone call, and I was going off, and
Yeah. Like it's making I feel it in here right now, and it's not my situation. Yeah, I just I don't know,
There's no
like
way.
the lack of respect between so-called men, right? Like the fuck.
The one
People our age
the
would
one
never
thing I've
fucking
kind of
do that.
noticed with him is I think there might be other things going on with him. And
Yeah.
you know, with that being said, I hope that he's doing okay besides bodybuilding. Like I hope he's doing okay in his life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, but it's just I was there to help.
Yeah.
And we made incredible progress. Like when this happened, it came out of left field. I had no freaking clue that this was coming on, you know?
No.
I get it, but it's like all of us sitting here, the four of us, we go through fucking shit on a weekly basis.
Absolutely.
But we don't sit there and take it out on our clients.
Yeah.
No.
So it should be vice versa, and the respect should be there. And I honestly, how old was he?
30 something, 31,
shit.
maybe 32.
I still feel like, dude, he's young.
So he's got no
He's still
experience.
young, like especially
But
if
no-
he's never done a show too. Like, dude, just shut your fucking mouth and just listen to what other people have to say, especially if they have more experience than you.
And here I am thinking, I'm like, should I memorize this thing? And I'm like, at one point, I'm like, maybe I could have done better. Then I'm like, you know what? No, fuck that. I've never had anyone act like this towards me ever in my life.
So that's how you know you're not the problem, and he is.
No.
I think, like you said, Chris, if he has other stuff going on in his life, I think that's a good teaching point for young competitors. It's like you have to have your ducks in a row to bodybuild successfully to some degree. You know, outside stressors, things going on, we've talked about before on this, but I don't think people understand how much of a role that really plays in your end result if you are not in a good place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all that. It sounds cliche, but that shit has to be right.
No, that's a fact, because that's part of like my intake when I first start talking to people. I want to know what's going on in their life, because if they have too much shit going on, I'm like, hey, listen, it really sounds like you have a lot of shit going on outside of what you wanting to accomplish what you want to. Why don't you handle that and then come back to me once you're in a better spot?
Yeah, I have the same thing on the weekly check-in form. It's like, oh, how is your mental health?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, because I mean, ultimately, like I have that on there because I care. You know, like my girlfriend broke up with me, or I got in a car wreck, and then it's like, okay, let's address that situation. Like, how are you doing with that?
Yeah,
and
or
I
just
think
make sure
that
you're
goes
good.
a long way.
Yeah, or just make sure you're good. You know what I mean? Because there are certain situations where this might not be important right now. That's probably a little bit more important, and you don't have to stop doing this, but we could put this on the back burner. You know, I just made a decision just recently, like I'm not ever going to coach any friends of mine, because people don't realize how important like simple things like check-ins are. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I gotta chase you down for a check-in, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my responsibility nor my job to chase you down for a check-in. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, in my 8 years, bro, my coach has never had to hunt me down for a check-in. It's a simple
Never.
text. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're right, like, because and I had to tell this person that, like, you know, you got a lot of stuff going on. I think you need to take care of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it'd probably be in both of our best interests is when you want to come back to this, you find somebody to coach you because it's a conflict of interest. You know, you think because we're friends, I'm supposed to be lenient on things that I need. I can't be lenient on that. I can't do the best of my ability if you ain't checking in because you forgetting or my bad. I was rushing. I said text, bro. You pee before, I'm sure you gotta pee, brush your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's funny because the things that I say, I just repeat that I got from my coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear him say this shit
Yeah, some
to me.
clients,
You know what I'm saying?
drive.
It's like he's like, dude, your scale should be in your bathroom. You piss and shit every morning. So all you gotta do is step on it,
Yep.
send me a text. When somebody puts it to you like that, you're like, oh yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've actually coached 3 of my friends. All three paid full price. They never missed check-ins, and they took it incredibly serious. And they all did really well in their contests. Every single one of them.
Good for you and them. You know what I'm saying? But I also think too, I told that person that you got to really want to do this for yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when I got into it, I wanted it. So I didn't have to be reminded of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't start bodybuilding at a great time in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, just regular shit going on too, all the time. You know, and I specifically remember that year I was going for my pro card. After I went to Georgia, my coach sat me down because he knew I was dealing with some personal shit and was like, how's your mental, dude? Like, we ain't got to push through. You know what I'm saying? Like, if everything's good at home, and you know, I keep it 100 now. Everything was not good at home, but bodybuilding was the only thing keeping me together. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like if I could win, I'd be able to iron out the kinks, which I did. You know what I'm saying? But it meant a lot to me that he even cared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, that was dope because he really don't have to give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really doesn't have to give a fuck. So I was appreciative of that. But I also think that too, it's like you have to have a certain type of mentality. You know what I mean? And I think all of us display that. We all want something, we're going after it. We don't need to be reminded of certain things and told what to do. I always tell my clients, if I got to convince you of what you say you want it, you don't really want it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll take initiative, and their actions will speak for themselves.
Yeah. You know the ones that want it.
Yep.
They you know, they just do it. You don't
Far
have to
in between though.
You don't have to say anything. It's hard out here.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's getting harder. It's tiring sometimes.
It is because you know, I credit my coach for teaching me real bodybuilding. You know what I mean? Like, you ever send somebody a meal plan and then, well, you're coaching them, you send them all their stuff, and then they hit you with an email and say, all right, so what do I eat in between these meals?
Oh yeah, what do I get for snacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dougie, you went over this.
I'm like,
nothing, motherfucker. You're hungry. You just fucking hungry.
Drink water.
Some people do not understand that. They're like confused. Like, what do you mean? So what do I do if I get hungry? You're just fucking hungry until it's the next time you eat.
Yeah.
It is what it is. No one said bodybuilding was easy, and no one held a gun to your head and said,
I was about to say, no one forced you to do this shit. It's like, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Don't do half-ass it.
But you know that's where like 90% of the time they're in like that. If they're doing a 20-week prep, they're at that week like 10, and they're like halfway through, and they're like, this sucks. I don't want to do it. I'm hungry. Like, bro, you haven't even fucking gotten to the hard part yet.
No.
Yeah, it's just the tip of the dick. They haven't even inserted the shaft yet.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I love coaching, but I've gotten to the point, kind of like Mike was talking about on when he was on the podcast, that I'm at the point I really don't take on lifestyle people, and I'm a little more selective about who I take on as competitors, just because like
You
I
don't
just
want
want to
people
work with
wasting
people
your
who
time.
want to do this.
Yeah.
Like that's
I
it.
like my lifestyle clients because I'm very upfront with them. They're like, hey, I still want to go out and drink on the weekends and have like a normal life. I'm like, okay, well, I just need you to understand that by doing that, the results you're going to get aren't going to be the best. I'm like, I can probably still get some results, some weight loss or muscle gain, but this is going to be a little counterproductive. As long as you're okay with that, then I'm okay with it. Because I've had plenty of clients, and I have some clients now that do that, and they'll lose like 10, 15 pounds over a much greater period of time, and they're very happy with it. So like that's my whole thing is with the clients and everything. I try to do it as a collaboration where it's like, what do you want to get out of this?
Yeah.
And as long as they're okay, I'm okay. I'm not going to sit there and push them super hard. But when I have other lifestyle clients, like, oh, I want to drop down to this pant size, or I want to lose this much weight. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'll do whatever it takes. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm going to push you then. Because I remember I just did dietitian, so like I have that clinical background where I worked with a lot of different people that just were trying to just improve their cholesterol or lower blood pressure. So I kind of get it a little bit differently than like the
For the
standard.
most part, people are just lazy, and some people will pay you to tell them what to eat. I'm one of them people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like not having to think.
Oh, it's awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
It's workout.
Yeah, and I have clients who feel that same way about me. They're like, man, I couldn't do this if I had to. And I'm like, I used to be in that same boat. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to coach myself because I don't ever want to be second guessing myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what that feels like.
Yeah, I can't. I couldn't do it. My first 2 shows I did, and I was like, no, I need somebody to help me do this. You know what I'm saying? And and I feel you, Mike, because when you get people in it for the long term, it's like I know me and my coach didn't expect to still be together. This is 2018. 2000? What's that? 6 years? You know what I'm saying?
Because you stayed with your coach and you guys worked together, and now he understands your body and how things work. So it's just gonna get better and better. I never understood the people that like work with a coach for 6 months. They don't get the place and they wanted to show, and then they switch coaches and they switch.
I call it the coaching carousel. I talked
you
about
don't
that
give the coach enough time to learn you.
I get it when it's necessary to make a change. I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. There are people who will lose and get another coach, lose and get another coach. And it's like, it's been 4 years. You've had 8 coaches. What are we doing? What are we doing? At some point, I would have to think that it's not your coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, I would have to think that, but I don't know. Because we also know, too, that 2 people got to click. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it still has to be a hierarchy in that, right? Like when I'm training, my coach is the alpha. I get it, right? He'll get done with his set. He's slapping on more weight for me. I want to be like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like I could do the same weight you do. But he's like, no, you're the pro. You still compete. You want to compete with these motherfuckers? This is what we got to do. And I wind up doing it, which is why I love it, because if I don't have him with me, I'm not pushing myself like that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, that's what it is. You're paying money for a coach. Like even though we all coach, we all have coaches too, because one, we just don't want to have to guess or make those decisions when you're calorie depleted or carb depleted. And that when you do that, it's like I pay my coach, right? Like my coach is the teacher, I'm the student.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it should be. I'm never gonna sit there once and think I know more than my coach. Never.
Mm-hmm. I also feel like clients need to understand that coaches, we don't hit home runs every time, especially those first couple times. You know what I mean? It might take a loss and then a whole off season to learn how you really click, and then maybe next year's when we're placing and winning.
Yep.
But you can't just necessarily come to a coach 16 weeks out and expect to win a show.
Yeah.
Bro, especially if you coach females.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fuck me. It is not fucking easy. Because I'll be honest with you, coaching Christine, man, that she was tough. She was a tough like egg to crack. Like, but once I figured out what worked for her, I'm like, holy fuck, now it's easy. But
I'm coaching my younger sister right now. I'm coaching my younger sister right now for her first natural show. And I mean, she never missed. She's the first one to send me check-ins every single Saturday. The first one every single week. Everything's super detailed. She does everything 100%. You know, but even then, like she had 2 kids. Like she's a little bit difficult to prep. You know,
it's not easy.
No,
but it's challenging, and that's what makes like coaching fun. At least like fun and entertaining for me. That's what I love about it, is that like you have that challenge aspect. You're like, how is this going to pan out? How can we do this? Like, you start playing games in your head, and you're just like, that's the fun part to me in coaching, is kind of like the guessing game.
Agree. I also love when you go to a show with a client and they place for the first time, or they get that first call out that they never got. That shit fires me up like nothing else.
I get more fired up for my client shows than my own shows.
Absolutely.
Agreed. I agree.
Absolutely. That
It's
just like
awesome.
Yeah.
Seeing that like that click in somebody else's head that like, oh shit, no, I can be good at this if I just like do this.
Oh
like
man.
Or somebody who's never, really won anything, and then all of a sudden you were able to push that physique to the forefront, and now they can win. It's like, I love that.
It is an incredible feeling. Hell yeah. When and I helped one guy turn pro in the OCB. That was a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like helping somebody achieve a goal like that is dope. I definitely want to help some people get IFBB pro cards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because when I saw Jarek at nationals with his guy, you know what I'm saying, and watching him compete and still at the same time coaching an athlete, and then to have an athlete win an overall, like I want that feeling. I want to know what that feels like to take somebody down to a national and win that whole fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's got to be an incredible feeling.
I did a show years ago that I competed in, and I also had 2 clients competing in that same show.
Oh wow!
And I put more. I had a bikini athlete, and who actually she turned pro. I wasn't coaching her then, but she did turn pro at one point. And then another kid who I coached for all of his like early on shows for Men's Physique, who ended up turning pro and then retired. And so I had those 2 clients plus myself, and I coached myself. I put more effort into my clients that day. I fucked my shit up so bad. But they got like first and second and stuff. So I was super excited for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you didn't even really care about that selflessness. You know what I'm saying? That's what I appreciated about my coach, because I got trust issues, bro. When I got into bodybuilding, I didn't even know people had coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like my first 2 shows, I remember sitting backstage and I'm seeing people with people. I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like my headphones on. I didn't have nothing to pump up with. I didn't know you even had shit to do that for. You know what I'm saying? Like I made friends with this one dude named Hank. I'm still good friends with him today, man. He let me use his bands backstage and was just kind of like helping me feel comfortable, because I literally was back there by myself. And I remember telling myself, if Phil Heath got a coach, I think I need a coach. He was the best bodybuilder in the world at that time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, if I want to take this serious, I'm gonna need to get a coach. So when I got mine, I done heard all the horror stories about having a coach who competes. You know what I'm saying? Because some coaches do shady shit, slime ball shit to win. And, I already have trust issues with people. I don't trust people like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never forget the day he sent me my food and I'm weighing shit up. And I'm looking at this food on the scale. I'm like, oh, this is way too much food. Because, of course, I was under eating. I didn't know
Yep.
shit. And I needed somebody to let me know that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, especially running Kim's. So I remember looking at that food and I called him. I'm like, yo, bro, this is way too much. I was scared. You know what I'm saying? And he said, Doug, no, it's not. He said, you got to eat what I'm telling you. He said, if you can't keep it 100 with me on the food, I can't help you. And I remember thinking to myself, I just paid this man. I got 4 weeks to the show. I can't drop the ball. I said, all right, you got it. I hung up the phone and I said, I'm going to do everything this man tell me. And when I lose, I'm blaming him. Because I had that negative mindset. Like, that was the only way I could get through that. Because I paid him, I had to see it through. Like, I didn't, that was like, I had to trust him. You know what I'm saying? And thank God I did, right? Because he won the light heavy. He won the super heavy. I won the light heavy and I won the overall. And he said I was going to win. So it was just like, and he told me, he's like, I can look at you. He said, I know what to do with your body better than my own. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's one of them people that is always reading, always learning things. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, that's how I started trusting my coach, by saying, I'm gonna do all this shit, and then when I don't win, I'm gonna blame you.
Yeah.
How ironic is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I fucking win, and then the rest is fucking history. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
but
feel
I
like
think,
that's.
go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just was saying, I think that, like, I think it's cool when we get to talk about stuff like this, man, because like a lot of people don't really understand, like, online coaching is difficult both ways. It's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? Like, the coach needs the client to be a certain way, and the client needs the coach to be a certain way, and it's gotta mesh. Which is why I know, like, Mike, you want more people who are serious, because people who are serious, you don't gotta hold their fucking hand. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, I remember, I know I talk about my coach a lot, but he's helped me in so many ways. But I remember, him just saying stuff like, if I had 100 Dougs, I'd be fine. Because he'll send me my shit. I'm not writing back a paragraph, asking questions about all this type shit. If I got a question, I'm going to ask a question. You know what I'm saying? But I just understand, like, protocol. Like, this is
Yep.
what you're telling me to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to give you back the feedback you need. I don't need to tell you that I stubbed my toe yesterday morning walking to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take a piss in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you everything that my whole day consisted of. I just need to give you the information that you need from me. You tell me what I need to change, and then boom, we keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people are just too, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. They're just too, and they just talk too much. Just
It's. I think they think too much, because it's like the person that, like, right. Let's say you set a protocol. It's like, all right, you're eating chicken, you're eating ground beef, and they get to the store and there's no chicken left, but there's
yeah,
99% lean turkey, and they're like, oh, calling you up, texting you, and it's like, some of those calls you can just be like, yeah,
yeah,
bro, tonight I can just eat lean turkey because it's the same macro.
yeah. Yes,
I
You
actually,
just,
exactly.
they
I
just can't.
actually don't mind. I don't mind when clients do that. They're like, "Hey, there's no 93.7 ground beef." I'm like, "Is there top sirloin?" Yeah, there's that. Okay, that's fine. I have no problem when they ask me that. I always feel bad if, like, I'm in the gym, because I don't look at my phone at all in the gym, and they're like, "Hey, I'm at the store. This is out," and then I don't respond until after.
But I feel
Yeah.
like that's common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Common
say to my
sense.
client,
That's an elite
like,
skill set now.
Bro,
so
That's
so what I'm
becoming
saying
an
is this,
elite
right?
skill set.
What I'm saying is this, right? Let's say you run out of rice, right? You got
here we go.
potatoes or you got oats.
This is
You
it.
know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not gonna text my coach and say, "Yo, I ran out of rice. What else could I do?"
Bro,
I know I got one or other two options.
that's what I get. I have a column literally that says, these are your other options for carbs. Then I'll get a message. All right, I have 275 grams of jasmine rice. What can I replace it with? Look at the column. And then the next question is, all right, I'll do sweet potato. Well, how many grams should I use?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I am in the middle of a workout right now. Look it up. As long as the carbs match, I don't give a fuck how much it is. If there's 70 grams of carbs in that, then fucking eat 70 grams of carbs of sweet potato. Like, I'm not going to go home, retype your plan, make it sweet potato wise and jasmine rice wise, and then fucking send it back to you. Just fucking eat it. It's not rocket science.
I feel you though, and that's what I mean. Like, because Chris, what you're saying isn't wrong. Like, there are certain times where, like, you know, calls are warranted and stuff like that. I just feel like certain things are common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I said, now, would I recommend somebody rotate oats with a muffin? No. But you got people out here that'll do that. If it's my macros, I don't give a fuck. Don't do that. That's not what we want to do. You don't got oats, so you'll eat a fucking muffin. No, bro. Eat rice with your eggs then. You got rice?
Just eat a fucking bagel like Luke.
I said Luke came on here with a baker's dozen worth.
I got 2 bagels. I got 2 bagels, 100 grams of cream of rice, and 140 grams of pineapple, bro. What's up?
Yeah. You know what? I fucking hate bagels now.
I hate bagels.
I love, dude, English. Give me English muffins all day. All day. Fuck bagels, man.
Yeah, I fuck up some English muffins, but I still rock with a bagel, bro.
Oh man, you know what? If my bagels came from a fresh bakery every day, maybe. But you get the bagels in the bag,
the Thomas dough.
They're like dough. Just give me English muffins. I'll just do English muffins.
The Bay's English muffins are like the best.
They're good.
They're called Bay's.
They're good.
They make sourdough English muffins, brioche English muffins. They're always in the refrigerated section at the store. Those things are top tier, like S tier bagels. I mean, English muffins.
They are good.
Did you guys see Patrick Moore complain about Aceto?
I didn't hear about this.
Dude, Chris made himself available the entire fucking week. This is what he said on the podcast. He goes, I was available the entire week. I was there on Sunday afternoon from the previous. So he was there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, he goes, and I guess Akeem, who was it? Akeem, Matt, and Derek all were on the same floor and like within like 20 feet apart from each other. Aceto sent Moore a message and he's like, dude, you're more than welcome to come over here and hit a couple of rounds so we can see where we're going with this. He said Moore never responded. And now Moore is turning around and fucking
let me say this real quick. I hate people who fucking complain like that and place blame on other people. Like, he's worked with Chris before. He knows what it is. And he's acting like, okay, I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to be honest. Like, he's acting like his look at 2, 3, 4 weeks out would have placed any higher. Like, he's not beating anyone that he lost to.
No.
Yeah, no, he's not beating anybody.
Bro, you were finishing
good bodybuilder, but yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying?
Diuretics or not, bro, like, you took the placing you got, and this is, bro, the guy hasn't been able to make his mind up over the last couple of years. At one point, he was retiring, then he was doing classic, then he was doing this. You haven't been able to capitalize on the gift that you have after that.
You know
year. It's just like, why?
Because his bodybuilding is tied to him winning. So when he doesn't win, he doesn't know how to deal with it. Yeah,
exactly.
He don't know how to deal with it.
He doesn't put his head down and fix things. It wasn't my fault. It was Chris's fault. It was this guy's fault. It was that. I don't like what bodybuilding judging doing. I'm gonna do classic. I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna this. No, bro. Like take some fucking ownership.
Yeah.
You know?
He was upset because supposedly Aceto didn't reach back out to him after prejudging.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like it would have made a fucking difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So look,
fucking serious.
So remember what I said earlier, Mike? Like Patrick Moore, I think he's a good bodybuilder. I think he looks good, right? Yeah. But that's the thing about being a professional. There are elite guys that if they show up, you're not fucking winning unless you're one of those guys.
Especially with 4 of them being Mr. Olympia.
Exactly.
It means you still
Dumbass.
don't know, right? Right? Like, because
Yeah.
we just saw Derek B. Sampson. So you still got to put in the fucking work and come
Well, let me
in.
say,
I'm probably going to get knocked out for saying that.
no,
At least it'll be a fun story.
but let me say, like,
You can go get an ice cream cone after and you can lick it.
but like, if it comes down to like, okay, like you said, Doug, like you're 1, 2, 3, you're up there, and maybe your peak was bad, or you messed around with diuretics, or you fucked up this, fucked up water, whatever. That's where it makes a difference, bro. When you were second to last place, and now you're talking about, oh, Chris messed this up, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Okay, if let's say Chris fucking nailed it, bro. You're still 10th.
Yes.
You
Yes.
ain't beating nobody you lost to. So like,
The
just
only
eat
person
it.
he beat didn't show up on Saturday
Yeah,
night.
exactly. That's what I'm talking
Bro,
about. And it wouldn't have changed. He wasn't beating Carlos anyways, and that's who placed above him. So
Can we talk about the guy who won the Arnold Amateur last year?
He didn't
Hey,
show up on
first
Saturday night.
First off, congratulations to him because stepping on the Arnold stage would scare the fuck
I
out
didn't
of
even
me.
see. Oh,
So, and he
You're
did not
fucking
look.
So I was wondering. So he was the winner from last year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug, he showed up on Friday night and then he no-showed on Saturday.
Well,
Yeah,
and
because
to be
he
fair,
didn't
like,
look like he
He's like,
belonged
fuck
up
this,
there.
I'm out.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
didn't.
he didn't look like
look.
he belonged up there.
No, he
No.
didn't look like he belonged up there. But let's be real, like he didn't look terrible. But to
No.
stand up there with everybody else, pretty much everybody up there is an Olympian, right? I think everybody is an Olympian.
Bro, so Mike,
Except for
they
Carlos.
brought him out in the
Yeah.
group. They brought him out in the group with Andrew,
Yeah.
Yes,
Sampson,
yes.
Yeah, they
Eric,
had him in the wrong
Cam,
group.
and like Akeem. And I'm just like, I'm looking and I'm just like, man, I just take a fucking bullet to my head right now.
Oh, is this the guy? Is this the guy that
Chaos.
did not? He didn't finish. I saw on the point list
Yeah.
there was one guy that didn't finish. I didn't see who
NS,
it
yeah.
was though. Wow.
They put NS.
I'm
Because
gonna
he
be
knows
honest.
I didn't see what he looked like.
I would come back and get my routine in. I want that on video. I don't
Fuck yeah.
care.
Yeah, I mean, and so to my point, Luke, what I was saying is like, you guys know this. It don't even matter. It's not even just at the pro level. Sometimes you can cross your T's, dot your I's, do everything right, and somebody shows up and they're just better than you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, you get to a certain point in this sport where it happens more often because the higher you climb, the more elite guys there are. You know what I'm saying? And you still just have to be someone to just put your head down and keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody has a quick ascend to the top in the sport. Some people just got to find their niche and grind. You know what I'm saying? And I would have definitely, if I had opportunity to do the Arnold, I'm not showing that second night. I'm gonna enjoy that whole fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Just to say that
As he should have. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just to say I was able to do the Arnold, like that's on people. That's a bodybuilder's bucket list to get invited to do the fucking Arnold, bro.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he doesn't look back and just completely regrets that decision.
Yeah, man, because I'm not doing that. I don't give a fuck. I'm
You could-
doing
you could
that.
I was on the Arnold stage and I
he could
placed
seriously
dead
turn
last.
around and be like, yeah, he could seriously turn around and be like, well, this sport is definitely not for me after seeing what I just saw this weekend.
Bro.
But it's
You
like,
know
dude, you just went up against 4 Mr. Olympians.
Well, bro, I
That's
told
fucking
yo, I said
long
this.
shot, bro.
I said this shit before. That's basically what happened to Cody Montgomery years ago. Like that dude won everything he could win as an amateur. He was like the youngest open pro like ever, and his debut was the Arnold Classic Ohio, and he went from winning everything and being like touted as like the next big thing to getting smacked around at the Arnold Classic, and then that was right around the time like Dallas had passed away, and then he started getting all worried about that kind of stuff, and like he was like, I don't know if this is for me, and then he never became what he could have became because of that.
But you know
There's
what I'm doing?
there's two types of people. There's people that are going to compete. They're going to get their absolute ass kicked and they're going to give up. And then there's the other person that's going to get their ass kicked and they're like, I'm coming back better so it never happens again.
Well, yeah, but I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing with a lot of guys. You know, I've had this conversation with people before. Like I've got my teeth kicked in several times. I have to work for everything that I've gotten. And like I think when it happens so easy, especially at a young age, like Cody was like 20, 21 years old, bro. When it happens so easy for some people and they can get away with cheating on diets and still winning bodybuilding shows, or skipping this and still winning bodybuilding shows, and then they lose for the first time, and they're, especially because a lot of times they have hype and people watching them and all this stuff, they don't know how to handle it. It fucks them up.
Pressures them.
You know what I mean? They have no idea what to do with those feelings, and a lot of times they're just like, oh, fuck this, I hate this, and they just give up because it came so easy before. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to go through anything to get there. But everyone's different. Yeah, everyone handles that shit differently.
If I'm that Arnold Classic winner from last year, bro, I'm staying Saturday night. I'm hitting the pose down with them boys.
Yep.
I'm taking the best pictures. And when I'm 80, I'm telling my grandchildren, hey, guess what? At one point, Pops was like top 3 at the Arnold. Y'all go back and check it.
So the guy who competed this year, he was last year's Arnold winner. So he had a whole year to get ready for this.
I know.
No.
Can we also
ready for it?
Can you imagine being in a fucking? Can you imagine like being in a pose down with all those guys?
Yeah, man, I would love it.
It'd be awesome.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I would too. And that's the thing. I would have pictures. I'd had a video offer. I'd have pictures, all that shit. And I'm meeting everybody backstage. I need your autograph, all of that. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, like, that's the part about this sport I love too. Like, as I became a pro, like, you'll meet some assholes, but the majority of everybody's cool, man. Like, everybody loves to see everybody doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all competitors at the end of the day, and we'll fight tooth and nail. But there's no hate unless there's real bad blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there ain't no.
That's the thing, Doug, you even saw it on like Friday and Saturday night. Even like after that pose down, dude, all those guys were dapping each other, hugging each other. Like, there's so much fucking respect among the game. Like, even Samson and Derek, like, people can't make that even to be a rivalry because like these dudes are hugging each other after. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because it's like,
it's
did you see the people?
Don't get me wrong, but like, we're all in it together.
But did you see the people that like people don't understand bodybuilding? It's like people was talking about steps, like, oh man, what are you gonna do now? And it's like, I'm gonna keep doing what the fuck I'm doing. Like, if I don't win every goddamn show, then I just don't. But I'm gonna keep doing what the fuck I'm doing. You think I'm gonna stop because I lost?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought his post on Sunday morning was fucking awesome.
Oh, it was beautiful. That was incredible.
It's like, come on, bro. Like, is he supposed to hate Derek? You know what I'm saying? Is he supposed to hate? You know what I hate? I hate when people do that. They lose and like, oh man, bodybuilding isn't for me. And it's like, nah, bro, you was doing it for the wrong reasons. Your shit is tied into winning and winning trophies and all that type shit. You know what I'm saying?
First thing Samson did was say congratulations to Derek.
You got to be doing this shit for yourself.
Yeah.
First.
Just for the love of the game, man.
For yourself.
If you don't love bodybuilding, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
I do love Arnold, but I feel like they need to take the microphone from him.
Arnold, you hear what he said about the men's physique guys?
That was so funny.
Yo. Hey, listen. I like that old shit. They don't have no filter.
Yeah, no.
But you got to think of where they come from. There was no filters back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things we can't say now. Everybody gets so fucking offended. It's weird.
Oh, no, I still say things all the time. I don't give a shit.
But that's cool. But everybody can't do that because some people are just too sensitive. Like, oh my God, it's sad. Just in today's society, like, you can't say nothing about no motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? But that was funny as hell what he said about the men's physique guys. You see, Mike Summerfield was laughing. He tried to turn away. He tried to turn away, like he didn't want everybody to see him laugh. But I mean, you know, I feel like men's physique has evolved a lot since it started.
No, it has.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
When Mark Anthony won that first Olympia, like Steve Cook was doing it, bro.
Yeah.
That was crazy. It's way.
Remember when the
motherfuckers
board
are big.
shorts was like baggy?
Yeah, they were like basketball. They were like swimming trunks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they were baggy. You know what I'm saying? Like
some of these motherfuckers is big now.
What year?
Those guys are big.
What was the first year they introduced men's physique?
Was it 2010? I think.
No, it's a little later than that. It
11,
was like
12?
13 or 14.
Yeah, I think it was like
Really?
it was yeah.
I thought it was like
because Mark Anthony won the first one, and then I'm pretty sure Buendia won the rest after that until he lost.
I gotta look this up.
Look it up. I think, dude, I'm not even gonna lie.
There was Anthony, then Buendia, then like.
I think it might, dude. I think it might even be like 15.
Nah, it can't be that late. That's gotta be. That's gotta be.
I want to say it was 14.
14 or 15.
November 11th, 2012.
There you go.
2012.
Well, what was the first year? Was at the Olympia? Same thing, 2012.
I think so.
It might have been a year later because they had to do the whole.
I remember it was around 2011 or 2012 was when I first saw men's physique and bikini at like the MPC, one of the MPC shows. It was at the MPC New England's. And when one of the guys walked out for the first time with the board shorts, I was so confused. I was sitting there like dumbfounded. I'm like, what the fuck is this? and then I saw bikini come out, and I'm like, what? I'm like, did they add new classes? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, I thought some guy just wore like a bathing suit on stage.
Is that the first time they started? Is that when they started introducing different classes? Like, when did they start? When I know they've always had open, and then it used to be the 202 before it was the 212.
I think the 202 was before 2012. I remember that one being a little bit further back. Kevin English too.
David Henry won that shit.
Yeah,
he's a 202 Olympia champ, and I beat him at the Toronto.
Just throw that in there.
When did they start adding? Because I remember when I was talking to Branch, and Branch was talking about, like, in the 90s, there would be like 60 people in his class, not in the show, in his classes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I ain't never seen numbers like that.
Well, there were also less shows too.
This is from the IFBB.com. It says men's physique was officially recognized as a new sport discipline by the IFBB Executive Council, yada yada yada, on November 11th, 2012, in Ecuador. The men's physique.
So the first Olympia was 13.
Yeah, yes. I think it was 13. Yeah.
So then that makes sense because then Buendia was 14, 15, 16, 17.
Then Raymond won. Then Brennan.
Raymond was 19.
Yeah, so I think Brandon won in 18 then. Because Buendia won 4, right? Buendia won 4, right?
Brandon won, Ray won, then Brandon won, took it off.
Yeah.
Then it's been Aaron Banks.
And then I lost it.
Ryan Terry twice.
Yeah,
go get him, Terry.
What Mike Condell in his story after Derek won, he said something. He said, "Oh, white boy summer." I thought that was.
I laughed. I was cracking up. I like that shit. I sent them a laughing emoji. I was fucking crying. That shit was funny as hell. Hey, listen. You know what? I was happy that Derek won because I was hoping that they weren't just gonna give it to Samson because he's the O winner. And you know how things are different now. Like, I know early in the years of bodybuilding, Ronnie wouldn't just do the Olympia. Ronnie would compete. Jay Cutler, they would do other shows besides the Olympia. Now today, guys are kind of like a lot more strategic and don't really, it's rare you see that many good bodybuilders on stage because everybody wants to win. You know what I'm saying? And it was just dope to see that just because you're the biggest one doesn't mean you're always going to win. Now, that's not to say that's not what they're looking for, because we all know Samson getting the right conditioning is untouchable.
I would agree with that.
Untouchable. If he gets conditioning,
If Samson had Derek's conditioning,
lights out.
Yep,
Yeah.
agreed.
not
Lights
even a
out.
question.
Yeah,
That was one of the reasons why I kind of took a chance picking Derek at winning the Arnold, because when Derek had his first coach that turned him pro, and then he switched to, I think it was Hani, Derek morphed working with Hani, like just from switching that one coach. And then when I saw that Derek was working with Aceto, I'm like, okay, new coach, new set of eyes, different ideas. And I'm like, I bet you Derek's going to respond like crazy. And that was easily the best Derek I think we ever saw on stage at the Arnold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, how much better was Doug? You were there, and
Yeah.
Brendan, you were there. But how much better was Samson on Saturday night? Was it noticeable?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you think if he came, you think if he
Whatever
came
they-
like that, you
whatever
think if
they
he came
did-
like that Friday, he would have won?
That's what I was talking about earlier, but I don't think so.
I would say no, only because Derek was sharp, bro. So when I did the Olympia in 2022, C-Bum's conditioning, I had never seen nothing like that, bro. And I can honestly say Derek's level of conditioning, if you cut his skin, bro, he's gonna bleed out. There was nothing.
Yeah, just like I said earlier,
Nothing.
his side chest and his hamstring, you could have put a quarter in that fucking hamstring drop, and it would have fucking disappeared.
His side tricep shot was nasty. His midsection too. I haven't seen his midsection like that.
Yeah, his midsection.
No, I don't think even if
both of his
even if Samson came in the way he did, I don't think he would have beaten him.
Yeah.
Okay. He Derek switched up both of his side shots a little bit too, the way he hits them.
Yeah, he did.
Like his side chest was noticeably different. His side leg looked fucking crazy.
Dude,
his tricep, he was hitting his side tricep different too.
Luke, his back double in person.
Well, yeah. I mean, dude, I would put his back double. I mean, you could argue it's the best of all time.
Yeah, I mean, right now, and then I give more points to Derek because he's the first true champion. And I remember when he did the hat trick. I thought that was unfucking real, bro.
He won one open,
won Tampa, then placed top 5 at his first Olympia. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I said, whoa. And then think about that too, right? He had that long stretch where he wasn't winning the Olympia. But he won USA's, then won his first pro show to Tampa, not just any pro show, to fucking Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So for me, watching his journey.
And it's like a week later. Tampa's like a week after USA's, bro, which is crazy.
He lined it up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he the rookie that came into the Tampa and beat everybody there.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
He's a fucking freak.
What? You can't tell me shit.
Yeah.
You can't tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my first time up here, I win and I go top 5 at the Olympia. Oh, I'm gonna get one. That's all y'all mentality if that happens.
Yeah.
Oh. Luke,
it's just a matter of time.
Luke, you win nationals, win your pro debut.
Yeah,
You're not thinking.
I'm gunning, bro. Yeah. I'm gunning, bro. All of a sudden things just change, bro.
What? And I know your show would be to New York. So that's you winning nationals.
Yeah.
Getting on that New York stage and winning your first fucking time.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
All of a sudden, Luke's not on the podcast anymore. He just on Fluff's podcast.
Yeah. These boys,
Listen, that's why
look at this fucking asshole.
The backstories for me are what is so dope. Is the stuff that these dudes had to withstand to get to these moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, dude's a true champion. He's the first dude to win the 212 and the Olympia. And now an Arnold.
Very impressive, to say the least.
Yeah.
Now we get to see who's going to be the first one to get 2 of one of the other ones, right? Because Hottie got 1 of each, Derek got 1 of each,
That is nuts.
Samson got 1 of each.
They talked about that in the last 3 years. Samson, Derek, and Hottie have all won the Arnold and the Olympia.
Yeah.
Fucking
So we already know what the top 3 is going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You know what?
I don't know.
I don't think you should count.
I'm a
I don't-
Marty believer.
Got Martin.
I was about
I
to
got
say,
Martin.
don't count Martin out because
Yeah.
Martin, I'm
I'm
telling
not
you, like
counting-
that boy is hungry.
Dude, I
So
saw
let me
him
take
this
that back.
weekend.
Let me take that back. I'm not counting that out, but we know who they're looking at as the top 3. You know
If
what
you
I'm
want my
saying?
honest opinion,
Because
I
Martin's
think
definitely the young blood.
I think Hottie slips to 4, and I think
Mhm.
Martin moves up.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That wouldn't surprise
what?
me because
I think
I think and I believe Marty's definitely going to get an Olympia.
Me too.
He will.
For
He
sure.
will at some point. Yeah.
Maybe
I
not this
actually-
year, but at some point he will. Dude, just putting my arm around that guy this past weekend, I'm like, dude,
He's
you are
wide as
fucking,
fuck.
bro, he's rock fucking solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rock
That-
solid.
I have a question for you guys. Who do you think is going to win an Olympia first, Martin or Nick?
I would say
Martin.
Nick's never gonna win. Nick's never gonna win one.
I ain't gonna say Nick will never win, only because
Nick
I
won't
don't
win
think
one.
Nick will quit.
Nah,
I'm saying?
but no, Nick won't win one. I've always said this, like even when he took 3rd. First of all, personally, I think we've probably seen I think we've seen the best of him. If I'm being real, I don't see a world where he can get much better because he's big as fuck and he gets peeled. And other than that, it's just a structural genetic thing that he can't really change. And there's always at the Olympia level, Arnold maybe the big pro shows he can still win all those, but at the Olympia level, there's going to be guys just as big as him, like a Samson, and guys just as peeled as him, if not more, like a Derek, but that have way better shape. And then he just can't win, and he can't change that. Martin, on the other hand, he has shape, conditioning, everything, and he can still get bigger. He was only like 235 at the Olympia.
Yeah.
I know.
So like that's why even with a guy like Hottie, right? Like Derek can still get better, Samson can still get better, Martin can still get better. I don't see a world where Hottie can. We've already seen the best Hottie, in my opinion.
I don't
Right,
think
like,
Hottie
he
can
can't-
get any better.
He
That's
can't
why
get any bigger and he
that's why
can't
I'm
get any
saying
more
I think
peeled.
he
So
drops some more.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I look
so-
at it like this. Hottie, Brandon Curry, they're sliding a little bit. Definitely William Bonac.
yeah,
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
they're in that
I
5
think
to
they're
10.
still good, still competitive. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think Andrew could be the guy. I think Andrew could be the one guy that like could
Fuck
come
shit
like
up.
if he nails it that one time, like
Yeah.
nails it that one, he could go
He
from
can win.
6th to 1st
Yeah.
in one show.
Yeah, because he's always in the mix. I mean, that's just the thing, man. Like to me, that's the excitement of bodybuilding right now. Like
Yeah.
these are not to take anything from any other generation right now, but the size of Samson and Andrew Jack in person, when you see that big motherfucker do a split,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, I
this
saw-
motherfucker just-
you're like,
I heard
hold up.
on Doug's story when he was doing it. I heard him in the background like, "Oh shit!"
Bruh, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, you too damn big to be able to do that. But it's cool, though, because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, it'll definitely be cool to see him nail. Like, I don't know what it is, but him and Samson just struggle with getting that deep
Yeah.
conditioning.
But see,
You know
that's the
what I'm
thing.
saying?
That's the thing in bodybuilding. There's really only 2 things you can do to improve. You can get bigger and you can get leaner. And if you're kind of tapped out, a lot of these guys like Hottie and Nick are short, bro. They have small frames. So they're kind of tapped out muscularly and they've both been fucking peeled. So at a point, where do they improve, right? Like Samson can improve. I mean, he can still put muscle on, but he can get leaner. Derek can get bigger, especially in the legs. And Andrew can do both, right? Martin can get bigger. All these guys have that one spot to improve because other than putting on tissue or getting shredded, a lot of that's just genetic after that. You know what I mean? So those are really the 2 controllables in bodybuilding. And if like you're kind of maxed both of them out, it's kind of
Which
just like
brings me
you
to this
basically
point. I don't
you
know
basically
what
have to
is
hope
in that
someone comes off.
Nigerian genetic pool, but
Yeah.
did y'all see Colossus, Ken?
Dude,
Oh
that's
my
my
God, he looks like a freak, man.
Yeah.
Stupid.
He's gonna shake
Unreal.
some things up in New York, bro. That's my guy. He's a good dude. He's gonna shake some things up in New York.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if he walks out with a W.
Listen here, man. You talk about genetics.
Yeah. Bro, that kid didn't even start using gear until 2021.
Fuck.
Yeah.
There goes my whole pro career.
I know. I know, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you see people just making leaps like that, it definitely
Because you can tell, bro, he's like 32, 31, I think.
Yeah.
But he still looks
Is that
young and
right?
he still looks young and he still like just mutates
Yeah.
all the time. And he's like a young Kai Green, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's got it all figured out. He's a good dude. He's got good people in his corner. Like he's gonna have a good career, bro.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun to see what he does up New York.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's look, you got the Detroit coming up. Are you guys going to any shows? Any shows in particular?
Nice,
I
right
think I'll be going to the Olympia this year.
Well, I'm trying to
I'll
go
be
to
there.
Detroit.
I'll be doing the amateur, so I'll be there.
We're trying to go to New York. Not sure yet, but if there is one, it'd be New York.
Yeah, that'd be the same for me. That'd be the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going to New York either.
Yeah,
I went to New York. I went to the New York last year. It was a good ass show.
Yeah, I might slide up to Detroit. That's only like 5 hours from Pittsburgh. I might
Detroit's
slide
gonna be good.
Yeah, I want to see Carlos. I mean, because I know he's gonna come in here, and I want to see who else
Dude,
is coming.
that show's gonna be because that show got Bonac in it. James is doing it. I think.
Who?
I think Sas. Y'all know Sas.
Is doing it, yeah.
He's doing it. I love
Ross,
it.
James, Bonac, Carlos,
Ron Gordon.
Ben Rafalia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man, I've been excited for Ben. I am so excited for Ben to do his pro debut. I think he looks awesome right now.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy, man. There's just so many people coming up in the game.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Cool, man.
I gotta say, our last podcast was received very well by the gay community, guys. So
Yo, I had Matt.
I
had mad people in my DM saying the same thing.
All right, time out. What the fuck happened? I didn't even watch it. What happened?
We're just
Do I have to watch it?
yeah. I mean, we just I don't know how to explain it.
Well, just from
one thing.
no offense,
I'll say
just
this.
from a quick glance, it looked like fucking Luke was Mr. Rogers for a couple of minutes. I thought he was wearing like a fucking sweater and like
No, we were
turtleneck button down. I'm like,
we were just talking about over the years, like all the crazy stuff that guys have sent us in our DMs. We were just sharing stories.
Shit.
And it just took a turn, and it was fucking hilarious.
Gay people got no chill when it comes to bodybuilding.
Yeah, they are just aggressive and relentless.
Wear your bodybuilding trunks all day long, and then
I will block you.
What the fuck?
I will block you. That's what I do. I don't go back and forth.
I would love to see Dougie's reaction. I'm gonna make up a false Instagram and fuck with Doug.
I do some weird shit. You know how sometimes somebody might message you and say, "Hey man, I want you to look at my posing and let me know, what you think of my posing." And so I'm like, "All right, cool. This motherfucker sent me a picture of him in a man thong."
Oh, bro, no, bro.
Oh.
I have.
This what you think this is, bro? I said block.
No, bro. I'm
not even going to go back and forth with you to make you even think.
Bro, it's the same thing, bro. I have a coaching application. I have a coaching application link in my bio, and I'll post it sometimes. And in the application, there's a section for progress pictures. And you don't even want to know some of the shit I've seen.
Oh my God.
You don't even want to fucking know.
And some of them are sneaky too. They'll message you like, "Oh, hey, how long you been lifting for? Like, what's your diet like?" Then all of a sudden they hit you with like, "When was the last time you came?" And I'm like, "The fuck?"
Yeah. It go from 0 to 100. It go from 0 to 100 like that.
I'm gonna have to watch last episode.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. Doug's out.
Doug's like, peace, I'm out.
like Doug's like, yo, fuck this podcast, bro.
It's like, I ain't gay. I'm out.
A couple of my gay friends and like a couple followers were like, yo, that podcast was fucking hilarious. And I was like, that's cool. Like, I'm glad like you didn't feel, disrespected or something like that because it was all in good fun.
But, bro, I told you, I was like, bro, my gay fans, my gay followers, they're like, they keep me alive, bro.
They're awesome. It's like whenever you're having like the worst fucking day, one of them just like you look so good, and it's just like, you know what? Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what? You actually helped. I needed that.
Fuck.
Oh shit. Well, I don't know. Doug's off of here. It's like 10:10.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I'm gonna go smoke some weed.
Yeah, me too. And then I'm just gonna destroy some ground beef and rice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be excellent.
Not me. Tonight's a cheat meal for me. Getting Five Guys.
DoorDash?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not going out.
Bro, it's fucking 10:10. Aren't they closed?
I think they close at 11.
They all close at like 10 around here.
Yeah, they
Really?
close at 9 by me, bro.
Bro, he's in
9?
Maine. They got nothing else to do.
That's right. I'm gonna DoorDash him right now.
He's like, as he's door dashing, he's like, fuck, they're closed.
Yeah.
Speaking of cheat meals, I just want to end with this one last little story. So I was down in Atlanta. I was signing my contract with High Tech like back in 2016. And my buddy Sean, who I used to work with, he's like, hey, you want to, we trained at Gold's. He's like, oh, you want to go to Waffle House? Now I'm like, oh, I heard stories about Waffle House. Like there's always fights there. We go, I shit you not. Someone just gets smashed. A bar stool just goes flying across the thing, and a whole brawl breaks out in the place. And I'm just like, holy shit. And I'm like, it's true. It's true. Them employees be fighting people.
It's a Waffle House. What do you expect?
Expect to see some good clean fighting.
Not bar stools.
Put up your dukes.
I've never actually been to a Waffle House.
Don't go.
Same. He says don't.
Just don't go.
All right, boys.
All right, I gotta go fucking eat.
Yeah, I gotta eat too.
Same.
All right, boys.
All right.
See you guys next week.
Yeah.
Got it.
Peace, Luke. All right, Luke.
Yeah, bye, Luke.
Yeah, bye, Luke.
Bye, Luke.